Abdul SAYED. Can you believe this? This could only happen to me. Abdul SAYED, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves.
Donald Trump is not himself the disease. He's just the worst symptom of the disease. The disease is the system that allows the billionaires and corporations and special interests to buy and sell politicians. And I think 8 years on from that moment, folks have watched Trump 1 and then a Trump 2. And people are like, I guess we dealt with the symptom, but we never dealt with the disease.
Abdul, Donald Trump seems to think you're a gift to the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
I'm a gift to the state of Michigan, God willing, and hope to win this election.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
Oh my God.
And the single most dangerous thing that they've tried to tell us is that somehow they can extend the definition of anti-Semitism to include a foreign government and its leaders. I call bullshit. No.
I have to be really quiet because everybody's asleep, but Abdul SAYED won the primary, which means that $70 million in AIPAC money and every Democrat, every big name establishment Democrat under the sun was not enough to defeat Abdul SAYED.
Abdul SAYED is going to be the next senator from Michigan. Let's talk about it. This is Old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine.
Well, there's this crash between Abdul SAYED and Donald Trump. And currently, you have seen how the exchange of words and heated debate have just arisen. And many citizens of America are seeing everything clearly. I want you guys to watch this video till the end and make sure guys you stay tuned till the very end. We'll discuss this later at the end of the video. Watch this video, guys.
Abdul SAYED. Can you believe this? This could only happen to me. Abdul SAYED, lovely gentleman. He's a man of hate. And now he's going around saying, no, I love everybody. He doesn't love everybody. Put him in office. You're going to find out what he loves. He doesn't love Israel. He doesn't love Jewish people. He hates them. He hates them with a passion that burns in his heart, and there's not a frickin' thing he can do about it. There's not a thing he can do about it because he hates them. When I watch Abdul, he's full of shit. So, if you remember, during my State of the Union speech from a little while ago, I made a very strong statement. I said that America will never be a socialist country. And I was right. What I didn't say is what they're trying to do. They want to skip socialism. They want to go right down to the bottom of the barrel. That's communism. They want it to be a communist country. We're not letting them have it as a communist country, not even for a minute.
Donald Trump is not himself the disease. He's just the worst symptom of the disease. The disease is the system that allows the billionaires and corporations and special interests to buy and sell politicians. And I think 8 years on from that moment, folks have watched Trump 1 and then a Trump 2. And people are like, I guess we dealt with the symptom, but we never dealt with the disease. And so in that moment, sitting in my office, looking at the worst symptom come back, I was like, all right, I think it's probably time for us to deal with the disease. And that's when we decided to kick off this campaign. And I'll tell you, right, a lot of...
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of shit. What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
Unfortunately, I fear Buddy's got the juice. The Pandora box was opened a long time ago with U.S. politics, folks. Trump is what you wanted. Crass, irrational, jokester for a president. Campaigning, saying the most vile things about human beings. And unfortunately, since you've opened the Pandora's box, this is what we got going forward. And I'm cool with it as long as ninjas deliver with policy. I started thinking about myself, hey man, y'all trying to fearmonger me with these politicians and trying to fearmonger me with their religion. I might have to convert. If turning Muslim gives you this much swag as a politician, I might that might be my end goal. Then I seen Abdul SAYED throw the doctor in front of that. But he was like, oh yeah, Mike Rogers tried to make fun of my name. Well, the irony, because every time Big Pharma calls him up, hey, we usually do this. He says, Roger, a dad joke, but it works. It works. Guys, what y'all been calling them? Y'all been calling them mini Mondanis. Guys, I don't think you're ready for leftists that don't care for the pleasantries. For left wingers, I should say, because I don't think that's technically a leftist. I don't want y'all to get on me. Right? You're seeing them prop up.
Abdul, Donald Trump seems
Nice
to think
to meet
you're
you,
a gift to the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
I'm a gift to the state of Michigan, God willing, and hope to win this election.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
Oh my God. Holy shit. This is the type of shit that I want to see from our fucking candidates. What the fuck? This is exactly what the fuck I want to see. This is why I support Abdul al-Sayed. Because he's not afraid to punch the fuck back. I don't understand why in the fuck motherfuckers under the Democratic wing allow Republicans to talk the most shit. James Tallarico down in Texas, y'all got the Republicans calling this man a transgender, all types of shit. And everybody wants to be politically correct. Let me tie my tie up and, well, I'm not gonna stoop that low. Fuck that. Fuck that. That man asked Abdul, he said, well, he thinks you're full of shit. What do you think about that? At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office. Exactly. At least I'm not wearing a fucking diaper, you poopy bitch. That's what he actually wanted to say. That's the type of shit I want to support. I want to see congressional candidates with some fucking balls, with a little backbone. Stop letting these motherfuckers just say whatever the fuck they want. Punch the fuck back. I hope that Abdul al-Sayed wins this fucking midterm in November. Oh my gosh, I hope he wins.
Good to meet you.
Abdul, Donald Trump seems
Nice
to think
to
you're a
meet you,
gift to the Republican Party. What do you say to that?
I'm a gift to the state of Michigan, God willing, and hope to win this election.
And he says, if you pardon the language, you're full of What do you say to that?
At least I don't let mine go in the middle of the Oval Office.
God damn. He said, the president dookie in his diapers, dude. That clip is going to do incredible numbers. Smooth. He's quick with it. I'm telling you right now, this is going to hit wine country like Hiroshima. Wine moms that hear this are going to go, oh my God, I have never seen, why can't Democrats be like this? Yeah, see, this is exactly how Dems need to respond to Trump's bullshit. Because like the reality of the matter is this, everyone wants a Trump. We're kind of finally seeing why Trump was so captivating for so many people. Trump was able to do stuff like this all the time. And Trump was the first in some respects. There's decorum before Trump. There's a pre-Trump and post-Trump universe that we're in. And Democrats, it took them like 10 years to finally get to that point. Some of them were trying to do it in the last 2 years where they would say fuck or shit, right? When they got mad. But that's not the point. The point is being quick on your feet, being witty, and flipping the narrative immediately back. America loves a bully, unfortunately. I don't think it's unfortunate. I'm a bully. I bully bullies. If you are going to go after the weak, the marginalized, the vulnerable, I am going to be your enemy.
Can you clarify for us what your position is on funding for Israel if you do become a U.S. Senator? Are you opposed to all funding for Israel, period, military funding?
I'm opposed to unconditional military aid for any country. That is Israel, yes, but that's also Egypt, where my family immigrated from. That's Pakistan, that's Saudi Arabia, that's UAE. And that's not because of a focus on what's happening anywhere except for a focus on what's happening here. We've got communities in my state where the median income is $14,000, and I believe they have a right to their tax dollars. I also believe in international law and upholding international law, and there are Leahy laws against dealing arms to countries who are engaged in human rights abuses. And I don't want to fund a foreign military that does genocide, apartheid, or has taken us to a war we don't need to fight. I believe in equal rights to peace, dignity, and self-determination for Jewish Israelis and Palestinians alike. I believe our responsibility, though, more than anything else, is to use our tax money here in Michigan to provide healthcare in Michigan, and schools in Michigan, and roads in Michigan, rather than to send it to a foreign government that might use it in the form of bombs and tanks to destroy infrastructure and schools and hospitals there.
Some people might hear that and say, well, does he support, funding defensive systems like the Iron Dome in Israel? Do you?
I don't believe that there's really a difference between offensive or defensive weapons. And I also don't believe it's my responsibility to buy defensive weapons for a foreign government when our kids are defenseless against schools that have been underfunded for a very, very long time. My responsibility as the next senator from Michigan is children in Michigan, rather than thinking about what's in the interest of a foreign government.
Okay, so that's a yes, that you are against funding to things like the Iron Dome.
I am against it in large part because I just don't understand why anybody thinks it's the right thing to do to send our tax dollars abroad to fund foreign militaries when our own kids barely get to go to schools that are functioning.
Going to bully you back.
Does Israel come to you in your dreams like it does for Haley Stevens?
No.
Israel comes to me in my dreams.
But I will tell you this, I am haunted by pictures of what our taxpayer dollars paid for.
Yeah.
And I think for too long we watched a lot of those things. And I'm never going to forget seeing a video of a little girl who was about my elder daughter's age fanning another little girl who's about my younger daughter's age because both of their parents had been killed by bombs that our taxpayer dollars paid for. And I cannot help but contrast that with kids that I got to serve here in Wayne County in the city of Detroit, trying to learn how to read in schools where they have to wear their coats because the boiler broke 2 weeks ago and there wasn't money to fix them. So those kids, yeah, those are the kids I spend most of my time thinking about. And the idea that our tax dollars have been used to orphan those children rather than pay for good schools for those children, that should piss all of us off. And Absolutely. It pisses me off tremendously.
Abdul El-Sayed is going to be the next senator from Michigan. Let's talk about it. This is Old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. I really do. I love the fact that I've had so many right-wingers reach out and tell me, I can't believe you're supporting that Muslim guy for Senate. I love to watch their heads explode when I point out that I ain't Christian. I ain't got a dog in this fight. I don't. That guy prays to the same invisible sky wizard that you do, the exact same one. Both of you pray to the God of Abraham. You do. Exact same. Y'all are arguing about the messenger. That's it. That's it. And I'm supposed to care about that? He's got great policies. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. He's got great policies.
Abdul al-Sayed, a Muslim, a communist, a radical doctor who has no business running for U.S. Senate. Actually, a doctor who advocates for money out of politics and into your pockets, who just beat tens of millions in PAC money to win the most expensive Senate primary in American history, is exactly what we need right now. Welcome back to Men Who Are Stepping Up to Stand Up for Others, Part 15. Before Abdul set out his political career, he set out to be a doctor. He earned his medical degree from Columbia University on an NIH-funded fellowship, then earned a second doctorate at Oxford University as a Rhodes Scholar. But then something changed. He realized that people's sickness and lack of care is a symptom of a much larger broken system. And once he saw that, he couldn't look away. As he puts it, it was our broken politics that was making people sick. As the youngest health officer of a major American city, Abdul rebuilt Detroit's health department from the ground up following the city's bankruptcy, removing lead from schools, securing free eyeglasses for children in need, and expanding access to Narcan for families battling addiction, doing the unglamorous work that nobody else wanted to touch. And his platform reflects exactly what working people in this country need right now. Money out of politics, money in your pocket, and Medicare for all. Not hedge fund language, not corporate talking points, a doctor telling you plainly what he knows from years of watching people get sick and get left behind. He supports codifying Roe v. Wade into federal law, he fights for environmental protection and affordable housing, and despite knowing it could cost him votes in his own community, Abdul has been explicit. Gender-affirming care falls under his Medicare for All platform. He has said he intends to be a lion for rights for the LGBTQ+ community and for every single American. And on foreign aid, he has been clear and consistent, including on Morning Joe just days ago. I am opposed to unconditional funding, and he means any country, including Egypt, the country his father immigrated from. It's about principle. It's about following international law. And then there's what Trump called him, a communist who hates Jews. Here's what Abdul actually said to Jewish Michiganders after winning the primary.
To all of my sisters and brothers of the Jewish faith, or any faith at all or no faith at all, I want you to know that my commitment to your safety, my commitment to Jewish safety, is the same commitment that I have to the safety of my own daughters.
I'm Jewish. That is not a man who hates Jews. And from everything that I hear him say, that is a man who believes everyone deserves equal protection under the law. Abdul just won the Democratic nomination for Michigan's United States Senate seat. If elected, he would become the first Muslim United States Senator in American history. A progressive Muslim doctor from Detroit, against establishment, against billionaire outside spending, against every force that wanted to keep the status quo intact. Anyone anyway. He will be attacked for his faith, for his heritage, his politics. He has heard all of it before, and he keeps going anyway. For the kids in Detroit with lead in their water, for the families who can't afford healthcare, for the communities this country keeps leaving behind. That is not just a candidate. That is a man who has been stepping up to stand up for others. Follow at Sander_Jennings for more content highlighting positive male role models who are doing good for this country despite all the shit people want to say.
I have to be really quiet because everybody's asleep, but Abdul Sayed won the primary, which means that $70 million in AIPAC money, and every Democrat, every big name establishment Democrat under the sun was not enough to defeat Abdul Sayed. It was also not enough to defeat progressive policies. Like, you guys, $70 million were spent on this race to get Haley Stevens to win, and it still was not enough. The tide has long since turned in this country, and that was not the only race tonight that won against AIPAC lobbying. Despite all the Orientalist, racist, Islamophobic attacks by Haley Stevens and the Democratic establishment against Abdul Sayed, he still won. And it was so slim because, again, $70 million gives you a lot of ad space. Still was not enough. The implications of this primary race are huge. but I'm going to bed because it is like 2:30 in the morning.
You're Dr. Abdul El-Sayed, correct?
Yes.
Now that you've been made the senator, what do you plan to do for Israel?
Well, I'm now the senator of Michigan, so I want to focus on building better schools in Michigan for the children of Michigan.
Now, if a vote needed to get passed to send money to Israel, what would you do? They need us now more than ever.
Again, my focus is on improving the living situation around Michigan. I think our tax dollars in the U.S. should be within the U.S. and not sent to foreign countries when we have people struggling here.
Wrong answer. So if Israel ran out of weapons and we needed to send them more money for weapons.
I'm not sure why all the questions about these other countries when, once again, I am the senator for Michigan. So I want to help not only the United States as a whole, but Michigan. So no, I want my tax dollars to stay in Michigan.
Let's say Iran has a new nuke next week. Would that change your mind at all? Or do you still hate Israel?
I don't believe in funding foreign wars, again, when American citizens are facing their own struggles today and our tax dollars, their tax dollars should be spent on improving their own situations.
So what you're saying is that you're a terrorist that won't help Israel?
How does that make me a terrorist?
It's the way your name is pronounced and you're Muslim.
It's just a name.
And you identify as a Muslim?
I am.
So basically you want Sharia law and to open all the borders.
I didn't say any of that.
It's official. You hate Christians. You hate Christmas and Thanksgiving. And you think our tax dollars should fund Iran.
No, I believe tax dollars should be spent in the United States.
And the single most dangerous thing that they've tried to tell us is that somehow they can extend the definition of anti-Semitism to include a foreign government and its leaders. I call bullshit. No. No.
And that's how Americans feel, man. Yo, your little game of we can't criticize that country is over, dude. The average American's sick of it. I hear it everywhere, dude. I hear people talking about it in the stores. I mean, everywhere I go, everyone's talking about it, man. Yo, dude, the game's over, dude.
Abdul El-Sayed not only beat Haley Stevens last night in Michigan's Democratic Senate primary, but he also beat corporate PAC money, $60 million to be precise in PAC money. This proves something. It proves that what happened in New York City with Mayor Mamdani was not an anomaly. It's not a trend. It is a legitimate movement. It proves that these outdated political strategies that both the left and the right have been using for decades now aren't working anymore, or at least aren't as effective anymore. You can't just use fear-mongering or racist political attacks against your opponents. No, now you have to actually talk about what you're going to do, what your stance is on things, and more importantly, how you're going to implement your plans to help further the lives of your constituents. I mean, some of these politicians completely lost the plot and no longer were making promises, but were just attacking their opponents. That became their entire political strategy. Now, I know we all like to joke and say that Mayor Mamdani is our mayor, even though we may not live in New York City. And on occasion, I've said that Mamdani is the world's mayor, but Dr. Abdul El-Sayed winning last night's primary in Michigan, it gives me hope that we can have a Mamdani in Chicago. We can have a Mamdani in Texas, in Florida, in California. It gives me hope that we will finally have the option to not just vote for the lesser of two evils, but to actually have good candidates that we can vote for, that we believe in, that will actually do what they say they will do. And that's what this movement has that no other movement, not left, right, or center, has. It has hope.
Bro, Abdul's just good at this politics stuff, man. Now, if you don't believe me, I want you to watch this.
Now, Mike, I'm just going to remind you, if you don't know how to say the name, keep the name out your damn mouth.
As the dude he's running against, Mike Rogers is his name. Watch this.
Or just call me Abdul. But I got some opinions about his name. See, it's very fitting for him, Rogers. Because that's his answer every time a corporation or Donald Trump tells him to do something. Mike, we need you to put a data center in the backyard. Roger. Mike, we need you to hike their prescription drug prices. Roger. Mike, we need you to rubber stamp this war we shouldn't be fighting. Roger. Mike, and this one's Donald Trump. I need you to lick these boots. Roger.
Bro, what? Listen to this. They're chanting his name. They're saying Abdul.
And I think I speak for all of us here in Michigan when I say that we are done with Rogers. Go back to Florida where you belong.
Yeah, Abdul cooked him, bro. I can't wait for him to be a senator.
Yes, you are indeed correct. From everything that I looked up yesterday, it said that there was $30 million of AIPAC money put into defeating Abdul al-Sayed in Michigan. But after everything's all said and done, it turns out it was a lot more than that. As of 11 o'clock this morning, it is still showing that they have 21,000 votes to count, but Abdul al-Sayed is the winner and Haley Stevens even officially conceded the race. So this is an even bigger impact than I was at first stating. Because before this, in Kentucky, they spent $30 million of AIPAC money to defeat Thomas Massie. But in last night's primary, they spent over $65 million of AIPAC money to defeat him, and they still lost. This is along with the thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of Republicans who came out to vote for Haley Stevens because the Republican was running uncontested, which means a lot of those votes that Haley Stevens received were most likely Republicans. Because when Republicans and AIPAC throw $65 million into this race to defeat al-Sayed, you know that they purposefully ran Mike Rogers unopposed so that Republican voters could come out and do this. And somehow Abdul al-Sayed defeated all of that opposition. He crushed a massive pro-Netanyahu lobby of $65 million, as well as propaganda against his character, and even Republicans voting against him. Which means if before November he's able to unite the people who voted for Stevens who were actually Democrats, this is going to be very interesting.
So first of all, guys, I just want to give a disclaimer to these videos that you have just seen. These videos are for educational purposes and creating awareness. And all this video belongs to the original creators who made them possible. And a big shout out to them. So, guys, I just want to give you, you've just seen everything that has so far happened. You see, there's this Abdul al-Sayed who is running for Senate, and he won this election that they had 4 days ago, and you can imagine he emerged the victorious. And there's main elections which are coming in November, and many American citizens believes clearly that he's gonna win because of maybe his policies, because the way he talks, like he tries to say he's going to work for the people, not for the government, okay? Because he has claimed that Donald Trump, many people serve Donald Trump, despite of serving the people who elect them. So it's kind of bringing this policy that he's going to work for the citizens of Michigan, of course. And this has brought a lot of attention, and people are really cheering up how committed, how serious this guy is. Remember, he's Israeli, something like that. And people are coming out to claim that, you know, this guy has there's some issues whereby on which are politics obvious that they're trying to say that you don't consider people of America what you need to. You're trying to consider people of your country. That's why you're entering. And you have just seen the heated debate in the while they were arguing with Donald Trump, and everything has just escalated in that particular manner. So I'll let you guys judge. You be the judge, and let me know what you think about this particular video. Do you think first of all SAYED is going to win this election? Let me know in the comment section, the general one, of course. And let me know, guys, if you guys really wish to support this particular guy. Those people who come from Michigan, do you still support this guy? Do you think he's gonna win the election, or do you think like he has hidden agendas? You know, some people call it that way. Let me know, guys, in the comment section. I'll be happy to read your comments, and that's how we do here in this particular channel. So let's watch and see how things will work out. And Thank you so much, guys, for watching up to this particular point. If you're watching this video, guys, and it's interesting to you, kindly give it a like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video, and also give it a like. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now. Peace. One love.